Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be mixing all of my foundations together because why not? It's not really a challenge, but it's something that Safiya Nygaard did. I have a few foundations. We're gonna mix them together and we're gonna put them to the test and see if a few heads are better than one. So because this can go really bad really fast, I'm going to use the best primer that I think I own, which is the YSL Touche Eclat Blue Primer. And I have a little sample size. And I'm also going to set my primer with some powder, just to help control oil. I'm going to use some of this e.l.f. high definition powder and put it mostly where I get the most oily, which quite frankly is everywhere. So the foundations that I have today are the L.a Girl Pro Coverage Foundation in the shade Sand, L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation in 210 Classic Tan. I have the Ordinary Coverage Foundation in the shade 3.1Y. I have the Revon Colorstay in the shade 375, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Caramel. And I also have the Kevyn Sensual Skin Enhancer in the shade SX11. I don't have the cap for it. The majority of these foundations are pretty high coverage, so I feel like the beauty blender will be best just to avoid cakiness. So first I'm gonna like pour a little bit of each into this little this is a it used to have a moisturizer in there. The Wet n Wild foundation has this sort of spatula, so I'm gonna put like a spatula full of each foundation. So I'm just gonna, which I guess is like a pump, half a pump. Oh my god. I'm gonna put like half a spatula of the Kevyn because I think it's the most pigmented. I have them all in here. It's just enough to do my face. So the color looks pretty good. We're gonna use my finger and do one side first. Hopefully I mixed it well together. Ooh, why does it almost look light for me? Maybe I put too much of the Kevyn because as I said, that one is like the most pigmented. So let's try the beauty blender. Ooh, that is pigment. A soft matte finish, which I like. Now it isn't like full coverage, it's very much medium. See, my dark spots are still coming through, but I feel like I did put the beauty blender really did thin it out, so I'll probably just apply another layer. And I also find that if you apply like 2 layers or something, you'll get more color, or it blends out so easily. So it still didn't give me the fullest coverage possible. A little more than an everyday coverage. This is everyday for me. So you can see it has a really nice soft matte finish. With foundation, I generally find that if you mix, even if you mix two that you don't like, they tend to work better together. If you mix two that you like, you get a really good foundation. and you kind of get the best of both worlds. So like if you like one for coverage and you like the other one for staying power, you mix the two and you get a perfect foundation. Slight tack, which is probably from the cream and the Revlon, but I like that because that means it might last long. Sticky foundations last long. Pro tip. So I'm going to do the rest of my face. I'll come back, I'll tell you what products that I used, and we'll set a starting point. So I've finished the rest of my makeup. The only other liquid thing that I used was my concealer, which was the L.a Girl Pro Conceal. I used the RCMA No Color Powder to set my entire face, and I have on blush, highlight, bronzer. It's about 15 minutes later from when I first applied the foundation. It's looking pretty good, and I realized that the majority of products, the majority of foundations that I mixed are drugstore. So we're gonna call this, I mixed all my drugstore foundations together. Only the Kevyn Aucoin is up there in price, but that was like, I used the least amount of that. Time is now 2:20 p.m. so we'll be back later to see how this foundation held up throughout the heat. Possibly rain because thunder is rolling and general humidity that is this Caribbean weather. So I'll see you all in a bit. So the time is now 6:03 p.m. So 5 hours, about 5 or 4 hours. And this is how the foundation is looking so far. Usually at this point, it would really tell how the foundation is holding up, whether it's sinking into my fine lines, whether it's getting oily, caking, creasing under my eyes, and it's doing none of that. The only thing is that it's kind of like transferring a little bit, because at this point some of my oils have been coming through, although my oil has been behaving for the most part, but it's coming through, so it's transferred just the tiniest bit. So it's not some, I could probably hug somebody. I think I just did hug JP and I didn't see anything come out on his shirt, but like, you know, I'd still be pretty careful about it. So I think honestly I'd definitely like mix up a batch of all my foundations and like wear it a few more times and see if I really like it, or if it was just good luck for this one day. But as I said before, you could definitely mix all your foundations and, you know, hopefully get the benefits of each one that you like and just make up like a super foundation. And you can see this is how it looks close up. It hasn't really faded away. Contour, blush, highlight is still there. Not creasing at the side of my nose, not really creasing in my smile lines. Like, that crease there is pretty inevitable no matter what foundation I use, so I'm pretty impressed. I also wanted to say that I did walk through the rain, like not pouring rain, but a lot of water droplets did get on my face and it did hold up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you next time. Bye.